Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Episode 4 is now out on Disney Plus. And let's talk about it. Spoilers ahead, watch out. So, I was gonna talk about those last 20 minutes. So, up until the last 20 minutes of the episode, I was like, okay, you know what? This is a fine episode. I wasn't like loving it or anything, but also I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was probably up until that point um probably the weakest episode. I don't know, that might be a hot take or something because I know some people didn't like Optics, episode 2. Um, but I like that one quite a bit. But yeah, up until the 20-minute mark or the last 20 minutes of the episode, I thought, okay, this episode's it's fine. It is what it is. Not my favorite, probably my least favorite. And the last 20 minutes kicked in, and oh my god, they went crazy in those last 20 minutes. Um, and it kind of made me, I don't know, I still don't know where I'd rank the episode, to be honest. It might, I don't know, it still might be, I don't know, maybe the last 20 minutes might have just saved the episode, to be honest. I think so. Um, let's just start with what's the what this episode's about. So I'm not gonna try saying the title of episode 4. Okay, I'm just gonna butcher it, so I'm not gonna try. But the synopsis says Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk's darker halves fight to be unleashed. So as you knew, Daredevil Born Again was pretty much just gonna have like pretty much get Matt to the whole point of the show was the first episode to pretty much prove or to show that Matt's gonna just be done as Daredevil because of what happened to Foggy. He's gonna retire the suit. That's it. He's done with it. And he's like, man, that's it. I don't want to be Daredevil no more. I just want to be Matt Murdock, who is a lawyer, and that's it. It's just he's like, this is not worth being anymore. Look at what's happened. Foggy's dead because of me, etc. And then Fisk as well. He wanted to put back wanted to put back or like leave his past behind when he came back to New York now. And yeah, he just wants to run for mayor. That's what he wanted to do. But we knew that eventually he was going to get to some point where both of them, for whatever reason it is, they're going to come back and become Kingpin and Daredevil, respectively. So, for Matt, it seems like that. In this thrust ups, we see themes of like pretty much corruption again with the cops and stuff, and also with the judicial system, just systematic, I guess, racism you can say, etc. Whatever you want to say the themes are of this episode, and really the experience that Matt had with that client of his, um, that kind of put it into perspective for him because the guy proved Matt right. He's like, no, Matt's like, yeah, no, you're right. And then on top of that, later on the episode, when we see near the end, when we see Matt, um, pretty much just go to Frank, and then they have an encounter, their conversation. That also put into perspective for Matt that he needs to go back. It's put it back in his head. He's like, I need to be back, bro. The people need me, pretty much. He has some he has some scores to settle, man. He's fired up right now. He knows that New York City needs him, pretty much. And even for himself, he knows that he's not done. He still wants to be Daredevil. And and then also at like literally the very last scene, pretty much, we see him. Well, the second last scene, but we see him, getting back into Daredevil. He wakes up from his sleep, whatever, goes to the top of his apartment, whatever, um, and he gets out like you see his helmets and stuff there in that room, and then you also see his I don't know what you call it. I don't even know what you call it, but I forget the name, bro. You know what I'm talking about? But anyways, he gets his like gadgets, those tools that he uses as Daredevil, and he starts practicing with them again. Slowly, pretty much they're showing that he's gonna get back into it, slowly but surely. So this is the start. Now I feel like now anything can happen. I've been hearing this like this further proves that episode 5 and 6 both are supposed to come out together next week. They're gonna be absolutely insane, and this just proves it because now Matt's gonna be back as Daredevil, and yeah, I think well, I'm gonna say spoiler ahead for what's about to happen in the future, but apparently Matt and the Punisher are just gonna be going crazy in the next 2 episodes, right? I'm pretty sure that's what's the rumor is. So that's gonna be fun to see as well. Um, and also for Fisk, we see that they were talking about Adam this episode, and I think they might have mentioned episode 1, but anyways, they mentioned Adam in this episode quite a bit. And if you don't know, Adam is the person who Vanessa was pretty much let's say with while Fisk was gone from New York. And then yeah, so once Fisk came back, he's mad, man. He's triggered. And then we find out that he's eating his nice, let's say, dinner or whatever. And then you see this guy screaming in the background, and it's Adam. He's in a cage. He's obviously all bruised up, all bloody because of, you know, Fisk obviously gave him a good beating to teach him a lesson. Like, don't like stop playing with me, man. Come on. And yeah, and then Fisk kind of just quotes what the therapist said about forgiveness. I forget exactly what it was, but that's kind of funny to me, to be honest. Okay, I don't know. I kind of laughed at that. Just I don't know, man. Just I don't know. Just I find it kind of funny, to be honest. Um, yeah. So we see that, and then just proves that both their darker sides are coming out slowly but surely. They're coming out, man, and they're gonna go back into full force. So I don't know. Fisk is obviously, Fisk. He's like Fisk is such a good liar. That's what I'm trying to say. Fisk is such a good liar. We know what he's up to. We know he's a devious dude. It's that simple. And obviously he hates Matt. And Matt is like literally like the only thing standing between Fisk and him just completely like, running rampantly free without any consequences. And yeah, that was cool. I like that. What else? Oh yeah, I didn't, bro. What am I talking about? I started going on spiel about something else. And then also, obviously we saw Matt and Frank Castle, Jon Bernthal. He's back. That's the Punisher. We knew that. We weren't sure if it's gonna be this episode, or next episode, because of the way last episode ended with Hector, the White Tiger, just getting brutally shot in the head by some figure, someone wearing the Punisher vest, or wearing a vest with a Punisher symbol on it. And we knew that also most likely it was gonna be a cop. Why would it be? Why would it be Frank doing that? That wouldn't make any sense. And we knew that pretty much they were trying to play strings because the cops, some cops support Frank, the Punisher, and yeah, there's pretty much kind of like bring Frank into it by like they just pulled Frank into it because we're in the whole vest, thinking it means one thing when it actually means another, pretty much. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting because that's gonna get folded into it, or that's gonna get not folded, explored more in probably the next few episodes when we see Frank again. Yeah, Frank was pissed, rightfully so. When Matt showed him the bullet, Frank was so pissed. He's like, "Oh my god, man, why are these guys bringing me into this? These cops, man, come on, they just don't get it." But my favorite part, the conversation that as soon as they started talking about, just Matt not being Daredevil pretty much anymore, and pretty much like how his urges pretty much, and Foggy. Pretty much the whole conversation, the whole point of this conversation was kind of just lead Matt to getting back into becoming Daredevil, and that's exactly what it did. It was a 10 out of 10 conversation. It was so intense, like edge of the seat type thing. Just we knew the acting, we knew the chemistry between these two was gonna be absolutely insane. Charlie Cox, Jon Bernthal, this is a 10 out of 10 scene. This was the highlight of the episode, in my opinion. Like I said, these last 20 minutes absolutely I think saved the episode. Not that it was gonna be bad otherwise, but it would have been honestly, in my opinion, a forgettable episode. Yeah, honestly. But yeah, the scene was absolutely insane. I'm so happy to see him back, and then we're gonna see him in the next few episodes. So who knows? Who knows? Because you know what's gonna happen, like, especially with Frank. He's the type of guy where it's like the longer he sits with something, just thinking about it, it's gonna become more and more like sour, and then it's gonna make him pretty much do something. He's gonna come back as Punisher. That's what it's gonna be. Even though he's saying he's done, no, he's gonna come back as a Punisher, and he's gonna be pissed off at the cops, and the cops are they're gonna get it. They're gonna get this, man. That's all I'm saying. The cops are about to get this. They're about to get this fight. And also at the same time, now we're seeing the next arc, I guess, for the types of, like, we first saw kind of White Tiger type arc, and now we're seeing, even though White Tiger wasn't the villain, now we're seeing Muse, his arc starting. Really, we did see him in previous episodes, but now it's really focused about him, and we did see him right before the credits rolled at the beginning of the episode. Him just carrying a body. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? But then later on, we see he's going to this like little like lair, whatever his dungeon, where he takes the people and takes their blood out and mutilates them, etc. Yeah, the guy's alive, and the guy wakes up and he just sees these people that are just hung, and just the whole lair and everything, and all the Muse drawings, whatever his art, that's actually made out of like human beings, their blood, etc. And bro, I'd be shocked. I'd be just like that guy. I'd be shocked. I don't even know what to do. And just before you can even process it, just take it in. Muse literally just taking out blood from this guy, like a whole bunch. Like that was actually insane. Um, so yeah, we're definitely gonna see more. I don't know when we're gonna see the encounter between them two. Like when is Matt gonna like finally like encounter Muse? Like figure out about Muse? I don't know. Maybe in the next 2 episodes. I feel like we should see it, but I'm not too sure. Honestly, these next 2 episodes, 5 and 6, they're coming out next week together. Unless I read that wrong, but that's what my understanding has been the last few weeks about it. Those 2 episodes are gonna come out together, and they gotta be insane, bro. We're gonna see Frank going absolutely crazy in those, most likely. Maybe we're gonna see something about Muse. Maybe they start figuring out stuff about Muse. Maybe they counter Muse. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But there's gotta be a reason that both of them are coming out together. It's gotta be absolutely like, insane, like really good episodes. That's my only way of like, what else could it be? Honestly, what else could it be? That's my thinking. And yeah, definitely must watch episodes next week, I'd say. And yeah, and then also we see um Fisk and Vanessa, they continue going to therapy with Matt's girlfriend, of course. And there's just, yeah, it's just kind of weird. They're not really, I guess you could say they're getting somewhere, but the therapy scenes are somewhat, they have their interesting moments, but generally I'm just like not too fond of them, I guess. We do find out some things, but it's really like it's just whatever, honestly. It's whatever. Um but I guess the interesting bit was that at the end of the session, the therapist, who's Matt's girlfriend, wants to speak to Vanessa privately, and then she thought pretty much Vanessa was in an abusive relationship, essentially with Fisk, and Vanessa obviously denies it and stuff like that, whatever. So I don't know. I just found that kind of interesting because eventually, Matt's girlfriend, bro, she's gonna die. There's no way. There's no way she doesn't die. She's getting like, obviously Fisk had a whole plan why he chose her to be their therapist out of all therapists, trying to get at Matt, and also like you do something wrong to me, she's in the palm of my hands, your girlfriend. Her fate lies in my hands, so you better watch it. And eventually, she's gonna figure out too much. She's gonna connect the dots or something, and she's not gonna make it out. That's my opinion. That's what I'm guessing, because there's no other way. There's no way I see her making it out. Um, yeah, that's what I think. Let me know what you think down below about that. And then what else? I'm trying to look through here. Let me see what else in this episode, man. Because I feel like I'm missing stuff, but and then Fisk was also trying to do some more mayor stuff. Like in the like pretty much revamp this whole industry area. Then just like the typical real life stuff, there's all these processes to do a process. You have to get approval for the approval. It's like it's actually insane. And then we see that what's the one guy that works for Fisk? One of his right hand mans. Um, he pretty much leaked to the BB report that, yeah, he just pretty much leaked the plan, and then yeah, it just backfired on him because she used an article. What else do we see? I'm trying to remember. Obviously, the industry thing. Oh, and then all the counters of Matt. When Matt was trying to get when Matt was pretty much trying to get the jail time down for his client, he encountered he encountered the cop again for his name. But man, the scenes between Matt and that cop are actually like, that's some of the best stuff in the show. I'm not gonna lie. And it's kind of surprising. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's just, I don't know. Each time I see him, I'm like, okay, this is about to be good. Let's lock it in here. Let's really pay attention. And there's hella intense. Like we see here, the cop, he walks in, Matt senses him, and then pretty much kind of just like teases him a bit. And the guy's trying to scare Matt. And that's pretty much it. And then Matt's like, you better come with more cops next time, because look what I did to you guys last time. I whooped y'all. Yeah, so Matt's kind of being like an absolute freaking thug, man. Bro, he doesn't give an F about everything. But yeah, no, a thing I touched on earlier in the episode, or earlier in this review, I want to touch on more, which was the scene with Matt and his client who stole, what was it, like the caramel corn or whatever it was. That scene, this might be an underrated sequence right here. I'm not gonna lie, because it influenced Matt quite a bit to the end of the episode where he becomes Daredevil again. Well, sort of. You know what I mean? Where he starts getting back into being Daredevil again. Because he's seeing just how the system's not it. The system is corrupt. It has its flaws. And you sometimes need vigilantes to try to I don't know, make it right, I guess. With people like Daredevil and the Punisher. So yeah, I don't know. But this scene put into perspective for Matt. Because seeing all this corruption, especially from the cops alone, and on top of that, the system as well. And this guy, like, bro, they screw you over. He's like, man, I didn't even do anything. And then they keep on giving me this stuff. And then I miss this other stuff that's also funded by the government. And then it takes me so long to get that back. And then something else happens. Like, it's just tough because you're just seeing it from the point of view of like, just like an everyday person. It just sucks. It's just sad to see. So I do like that. And this also ties into what we're going to see later on with Frank and the cops. And even Matt and the cops. So this is definitely setting up stuff we're going to see later on, maybe in episodes 5 and 6 again. But I really like the scene quite a bit. I know I'm absolutely describing it like dirt, but that's all I mean. The scene itself is good if you watch the episode. You know what I mean. And we see Fisk at the school. He's doing like his I guess PR run, you could say. And he doesn't care, bro. He wanted to get out of there as soon as he could, bro. He's like, this is terrible scene. And also then he goes to the event for like the heritage thing for this cultural event, and he doesn't even want to be in there in the first place. And he finds out the guy, his right hand man, tells him, "Oh, I did the leak," and obviously he was fuming, but the guy waffled enough, you know. He buttered up Fisk enough to save his job and Sheila's. And then what else do we see? Oh, and then we see Matt. I didn't talk about this, but before he meets Frank, Matt goes to the crime scene of where the White Tiger Hector was brutally shot by the guy, well, who was most likely a cop, wearing the vest with the Punisher symbol. And he's like, wait, okay, let me see. Let me try to find the bullet myself. And then he realized that he heard something fall. He's like, wait a minute. And then he gets like this other piece of glass, like this bottle, and then he just kind of like rolls it down. And then he was right, because it rolled down right into like kind of like a sewer thing. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh wait, that means a bullet when he shot the guy, or when the cop most likely when the cop shot Hector, it meant that the bullet most likely just rolled down into the sewer just because the way it was like on like a slant pretty much. And then he was right. He put his hand there, found the bullet, and guess what? It had the Punisher's logo on it. So we're slowly piecing together what's gonna happen next. We're slowly seeing everything, the whole story pieced together. So I thought that was pretty well done. And yeah, like I said, Frank was not happy about the next few scenes. And yeah, just the whole encounter between Frank and Matt was absolutely peak. And let me see, what else in this episode? What else am I missing? Not really much, to be honest. I mean, Matt was all, bro. Matt did not want to talk. Matt is still not over Foggy, of course, it's understandable. But when Frank kept on just pushing him, just trying to just talk about it, just he's like, you got it, man. And it really got under Matt's skin because he's in denial, obviously, still, and he just knows. He's like, man, this is my fault. It's my fault that Foggy dies. Like, he just can't get over it, which is understandable. But that's what Frank's trying to push him into that. That's what he wanted. That's what Frank wanted to hear, man. So he's like, be a man, pretty much. That's what he said to him. Own up to it. And yeah, Matt was obviously just visibly upset, hurt. He was crying. I'm trying to see what else is in this episode. Maybe I missed something near the beginning. Not really. I talked about the clubbing part a bit. And then also we see, what else is there? Oh, the very beginning, the White Tiger. We start off from where we left off last episode. So Matt is pretty much at like the place where we do the autopsy, and he's asking like, what about the bullet? Like, what about like what happened there? Like, why is there nothing really being said about that? And they're like, oh, we couldn't find the bullet, which is why Matt later on that episode finds the bullet, and then that leads him to Frank, because he finds the logo, the Punisher logo on the bullet. So it all connects throughout the episode. This story right here, and yeah, as he's talking to the autopsy guy, what was it? Hector's, was it niece? I think she first comes in, and she wants to see her uncle, and Matt's like, nah, it's better not to. And anyways, they walk towards another part of the building, and she's like, can't you like piece together? It's like, it's not hard to do. Like, it's pretty obvious that the cops said this, they're after this, and she just explained why, and we know that too. And yeah, this is sad to see. Sad to see. But yeah, like this story, this plot right here, this arc, this episode, it pieced it well together. To be honest, it was very well done. And just another further reason why Matt's pissed. That's why he's coming back to be Daredevil. Another reason why. So it all disconnects if you think about it, which is it's very well done. I love it. Yeah, overall this episode, let me think. I'm not gonna try to hype it up. Like, it's like a 7.5 to 8. And that's because the last 20 minutes saved it. Otherwise I would have been like, bro, this is like a 6 or like maybe a 7 at best. But yeah, that's probably my final rating. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.